everyone. Tonight I keep saying tonight. Why should I be saying tonight? It doesn't make sense because
Well, it's night, isn't it?
It is night when we're recording, but that doesn't mean it's going to go up tonight. Doesn't mean I'll be viewing it tonight. Let me try again. Hi everyone. This time I'm going to be listening to yet another band which I have never heard before, at least to my knowledge, and that is Radiohead. Well, that's a band that many of you have recommended over the course of this past year on my channel. I'm finally getting around to it now, and I'm curious to see how it is. I understand that this is, well, Vlad has just told me that this is from the 90s, this song, and I just finished listening to Cryin' by Aerosmith, which was from, was it 93, I think? 92, 93? So, I guess I'm going to be kind of in the same era. Before I start reading the information about it, let me remind you, you can always check out my Ko-fi and Patreon pages if you want to support my journey. And you can always find early access to the videos that are up there, as well as exclusive access to content which I cannot put on YouTube because of copyright issues. So, let's see what song I'm going to be listening to and what there is to know about the band. Radiohead are an English rock band formed in Abingdon, Oxfordshire in 1985. Another English band. Okay, Radiohead's experimental approach is credited with advancing the sound of alternative rock. Radiohead signed to EMI in 1991 and released their debut album, Pablo Honey, okay, in 1993. Their debut single, Creep, was a worldwide hit. By 2011, Radiohead had sold more than 30 million albums worldwide. Their awards include 6 Grammy Awards and 4 Ivor Novello Awards, and they hold 5 Mercury Prize nominations, the most of any act. Mercury Prize. Does that have anything to do with Freddie Mercury? 7 Radiohead singles have reached the top 10. Rolling Stone named Radiohead one of the 100 greatest artists of all time, and Rolling Stone readers voted them the second best artist of the 2000s. 5 Radiohead albums have been included in Rolling Stone's 500 greatest albums of all time. That's a pretty significant percentage, I would say. Radiohead were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2019. Radiohead's musical style has been described as art rock, alternative rock, electronica, experimental rock, progressive rock, Britpop, grunge, art pop, and electronic rock. Radiohead are cited as one of the foremost rock bands of the 21st century. So apparently, they're still going on. Creep is the song I'm listening to tonight. Creep is the debut single released on the 21st of September 1992. Radiohead had not planned to release Creep, but Coldery, who's Coldery? Must be somebody in the band, maybe? Convinced Radiohead's record label, EMI, to release Creep as a single. It was not initially a success, but achieved radio play in Israel and became popular on American alternative rock radio. It was reissued in 1993 and became a worldwide hit, likened to alt-rock slacker anthems such as Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana. I have heard that one, and you can find it on my channel. You can check the link here if you want to watch my first listen to that. And Loser by Beck. Haven't heard that one yet. In June 2008, Creep re-entered the UK singles chart at number 37 after its inclusion on Radiohead The Best Of. As of April 2019, in the UK, it was the most streamed song released in 1992 with 10.1 million streams. It remains Radiohead's most successful single. Well, it's a big one, I suppose. So let's see what it's all about.
When you were before, couldn't look you in the eye. You're just like an angel. skin makes me cry. You float like a feather in a beautiful world. I wish I was special. You're so fucking special. But I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I don't care if it hurts. I wanna have control. I want a perfect body. I want a perfect soul. I want you to notice when I'm not around. You're so fucking special. I wish I was special.
I was listening maybe longer than I do sometimes because there were several things that struck me right away from this opening of this song. One was the very spare instrumentation. There's a heavy, strong drum presence, along with a very light, sometimes almost hard to pick out the individual notes of the guitar. And it's such an interesting contrast to have those two sonic qualities layered together like that. And then the voice. I was trying to decide, do I like this voice? Do I not like this voice? It's very smooth. It's been, well, obviously by the 90s these things are happening, but I can hear that it's been somewhat modified with its miking, recording. But there's something very gentle and pleasant about the voice. But it's kind of, and then the lyrics here as well. Everything is kind of a little bit weird, a little bit off balance, a little bit, shall we say, creepy? And I picked up on that from the very first few notes. And that's why I was trying to listen and think, okay, how is this really feeling to me? How is this affecting me? And how do I perceive this music? And I guess I haven't heard a piece of rock music with this kind of balance and this kind of combination of sonic qualities. Harmonically, it's incredibly repetitive. I mean, it seems like it's basically 4 chords, one after the other, repeated over and over. And I'll get to that in a few minutes. But I'm just trying to absorb this interesting balance, which is, as I say, it's a bit creepy, but at the same time, it's not what I would say unsettling. It's not unsettling to me. I don't feel like it's creepy in a scary way. It's not a dangerous kind of creepiness. It's just a little bit weird, odd, out of balance a bit. Well, let me just back up a little bit, maybe to the beginning of this verse, and then we'll go through the chorus. I'm sure I have more things that I will want to say, but let me finish listening first.
I wanna have control. I want a perfect body. I want a perfect So I want you to notice when I'm not around. So fucking special. I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. Whatever makes you happy, whatever you want. You're so fucking special. I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I don't belong here.
What an interesting expression of a state of being, a state of mind, a state of emotion. I don't know if I like it or not, but at the same time, I have to say, it's incredibly eloquent, with such sparing use of material. And I was marking along the way things that I want to go back and talk about. And I guess we'll start from the beginning and work our way through this, because there's a surprising amount to talk about, considering the minimal amount of musical material that is actually utilized in this piece of music. So, back to the beginning.
When you were before.
So, let's use this moment to talk about the chord sequence, because here's a great opening of just those 4 chords, and they come back over and over and over in this piece. Now, I'm going to refer back to Cryin' by Aerosmith, because in Cryin', I talked about another chord sequence, which was the pattern, which we find in Pachelbel's canon and a whole lot of other music. And would you believe it? It's also present in Cryin'. Now here we have a similarly repetitive, simple chord sequence, only 4 chords. There are a few little tweaks made to them from time to time, suspension or a 7 or something like that, but for the most part, it's simply 4 chords. And it is not the pattern from Pachelbel's canon. It is a different pattern, and kind of interesting the way it is set up. So what we have is a simple arpeggiation of each chord. And I'll play the first bar or so on the harp, but I will tell you that this arpeggiation, for me to play it exactly as written, I would have to sit and scroll and read through every detail, and that would be tricky since I really don't know the piece yet. So I'm just going to play the first couple bars that I see on the page here, and then we'll write out the chords and I'll kind of improv something based on those chords to finish the demo. It starts with a G major. Well, we're starting in the key of G. So G major, G, B, D. That's our starting chord. And it simply goes something like this. Just walking around the G chord. Simple, easy. Now, let's count up the chords and write them out where we could see them all on one page. So we have G, we have B, we have C, and then we have C minor. I'm skipping over the C sus and the B sus because they're just modifications of those basic chords. So let's write them here on this clear spot here. G, B, C, C minor. And if we were to go through the entire score and count up every single chord sequence, I think pretty much all of it, as I was going through the first time, I noticed it was the same thing repeating over and over and over. So G is 1. We have G. Then we have a B, which means we have to add a D sharp to our sound world. G, B, D sharp, F sharp. Then we go to a C. And then a C minor is the same C root, but with a minor. And this strikes me interestingly in this song because it seems like the narrative of the lyrics is whoever this person is, they're kind of down about something. And it's interesting to have a major chord and then it becomes minor immediately after, kind of bringing us down. It came across as kind of bringing us down into a bit of despair, a bit of depression, sadness about some unachievable or what one perceives as unattainable desire. And so we have this C followed by C minor, major, one following the other. Interesting way of using just some simple chord progressions in a manner that really conveys the emotional content of the music purely in its harmonic base. And so I found that interesting. Well, I could arpeggiate them something like and then the sequence would repeat over and over throughout the song. Now, what does this do connected with the other elements? As I said, we have a pretty prominent drum part, and the bass kind of blends in with that. And then we have these really gentle arpeggiations on the guitar, and then the voice enters. And when the voice enters, it's so warm and smooth and comfortable. There's something a little bit groundless about it. I might say ambitionless. Let's listen as the voice enters here.
When you were before,
Ambitionless is not the word.
look you in the eye. You're just like an angel.
More hopeless.
Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather.
Expressive here. You float like a feather, and you hear the feather floating.
I wish I was special. You're so fucking special.
This is all. I wish I was special in the major, and then it moves to. But I'm a creep, and as we're preparing for that, we're on the C minor. I wish I were special is the hopeful C, but I'm a creep is the minor C, and this da-dum, da-dum, kind of like a engine trying to start. Frustration and an internal sort of can't I just and it's that sort of clenched fist frustration internally. We don't see it manifested on the outside. I imagine this person just sitting there looking all calm, cool, relaxed, not appearing to have any ambition or desire. This is all internal. And the gentle guitar arpeggiation kind of is what gives me that perception along with the lyrics. And then, oh man, oh.
But I'm a creep.
The voice stays the same.
What the hell am I doing here?
That was the major,
Don't belong here.
and here's the minor. Did you hear that? I don't belong here in that depressed minor interval. I don't belong here. So expressive.
It's okay if it hurts. I wanna have control. I want a perfect body.
Pretty much the same thing, second verse. Nothing really musically different. The chord sequence is continuing.
I want you to
The arpeggios are continuing. You hear the bass, which is very warm, like the voice. It's like the bass is the lower range of the voice. They make a nice
so
outline.
fucking special. I wish I was special. But I'm a creep.
Ah, yes, I marked these here. Those are the guitar. And these markings here are what I had been making note of that I wanted to make sure I mentioned. But I already mentioned, so here you can see them.
But I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here.
Again, that minor, I don't belong here. And this is so, she's running out again. Kind of reflecting the floating like a feather as well as the hopeless, almost crying. I could cry. She's leaving. She's walking out again. She's running out again. I'm not with her. I'm not. This is something unattainable for me. I can't even dream of achieving this. I only wish for it. But I can't picture myself, I can't envision myself actually getting what I want, what I wish for. C major. Ascending, intensifying, and then falling down. This was interesting, and I marked it. You can see my markings here, but this building up. She's running out. She's run out, and the pitches rise, and the music intensifies, and it's as if we're aching to follow, and we almost dare to hope. There's this desire that could be turned into action, could be turned into hope, but then instead it sinks back down to this. No, I'm a loser. I can't. I don't do those things. I'm incapable. It loses all of its power. This was interesting.
Whatever makes you happy.
Kind of extending this idea of coming down off of this intense desire to, it's hopeless. It's hopeless. Let me just sink back down here on the sofa. I'm incapable. And this transition here was such a wonderful continuation of what the voice was expressing it as it descended. The thought is unfinished. The guitar finishes and falls down.
Whatever
Back to
you
this
want.
same state as when we
So
began the
fucking
song.
special.
Even sounding,
I wish I was special.
the way his voice cracks here. I wish I was special. It's strengthless. It is not even able to cry, not even passionate enough to pursue anything, to even pursue hopelessness. It is a very passive conclusion. Inactive. Special. The way the voice cracks. But I'm a creep. I mean, it's, as I said, it's so eloquent in the expression of the state of mind and emotion and the entire being.
But I'm a creep. I'm a widow.
The piano comes in here, turns it into a sort of a
What the hell am I doing?
ballad style. The ballad of hopelessness
I
and
don't belong.
strengthlessness.
I don't belong here.
And that's the conclusion. Well, at least we ended on G rather than inconclusive, depressed C minor. Okay, so we're in the 90s. Black Hole Sun, Smells Like Teen Spirits. Now Creep. I mean, it all starts to fit together a bit. What a miserable musical attitude. I mean, okay, I understand. I understand a bit of why there was this direction taken, but it's really depressingly miserable. And as I'm thinking about the lyrics, I mean, the music, as I said, was incredibly eloquent and expressive of what is being stated in the words themselves. And I have to say the title is incredibly appropriate. I mean, at first we might think it reads like a love story, a love song, unrequited love. She doesn't love me back, I love her. But as we go through both the words and the music, we realize that there's really no passion for this person. There's no desire to get up and do something, anything to... There's not the drive that love brings to a person, that love puts within a person. And as we're reading through, even things like his use of the F word, you're so special. I wish I was special. I wish I was special. I mean, that's such a loser attitude. And then to use the F word when talking about the person that you think you desire after. It's so crude. It's so nasty. And it devalues the entire relationship or desire for relationship one desires. Basically, there's no desire for a relationship anywhere in this song. As I'm looking through the lyrics, is there any desire for a relationship? Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather. Okay, so from a distance, I get this response within myself. But then it's, I wish I was special. I want to have control. I want a perfect body. I want a perfect soul. I want to be perfect. Somehow, my imagination that I'm going to be perfect will somehow make things work between us. I mean, I can't find any desire even for things to work out between us here. It's just this mindset in which everything about me is no good, and I want perfection, as if that's going to solve all my problems. I wish I was special, but since I'm not perfect, since I don't have a perfect body, since I don't have a perfect soul, since you don't notice me, at least you don't notice when I'm not around, then I'm a creep, I'm a weirdo. What am I doing here? I don't belong here. There is no substance to this desire. It is all about the self. Selfish. And that is the whole point of this song. I mean, this person is messed up. They are deranged. I mean, it starts out so smoothly, as if we see the outward appearance of this person calm, smooth, easygoing, relaxed, until the refrain comes in and the guitar and suddenly we are thrown into the inner world of this person and we realize that things are really not so smooth here as we might think. And the music works incredibly well. It expresses this so well. We feel it just by listening to the music. And as much as I dislike this kind of message, as much as I dislike this attitude, I don't think that it's an attitude that is healthy. At the same time, I have to admire the art of this song, the ability to express this state, which is an actual state that people experience. And And it doesn't have to be taken as promoting this attitude. It is simply expressing and revealing. And in fact, by revealing all this about it, it lets us know without saying so that this is a problem and it's not desirable. It's really not. It doesn't have to say that at all. It just, we come to understand it. And so I think that music like this is actually a really powerful tool for education, for development of one's awareness and personal direction and social, the development of the social fabric of society. We have to have these things put in front of our eyes. We have to be made aware of them in order to remedy them if they're a problem. And for that, I admire this song. It's not one that I'll find myself returning to, probably maybe once or twice, if ever, but it is incredibly good at what it does. And there we have Radiohead's Creep. I'll see you next time.